So what was amazing is, so I let go of the plant spirit medicine thing, and I was in this like really difficult place of just feeling like disappointed, or like, I don't know, maybe it was anticlimactic, after doing the shows. And and then I came across this book about the Findhorn community. That it's an intentional community in Scotland, like one of the first ones that was like really successful and based on spirituality. And I've heard about it for years, but I never read anything on it. And this one happened to be written by the actual creators of this garden. And they didn't have any experience in gardening. They were all like very connected to spirit, and they didn't have money at this point. They were like in a car park, and the guy just decided to start gardening, and it was all like dirt and sand, gravel and sand, like not a place to really that you would expect to grow. And anyway, through divine guidance and a lot of effort, they ended up creating this amazing garden, and it became this huge community. And they used these principles of like connecting with nature and God in cooperation, to, instead of like dominate nature and force things to happen, to be supported. And it was like a miracle. It was like they made like the most luscious, fertile garden out of like the desert. And one of the women that was one of the main founders, she one of her roles was to connect with the plant devas, or the spirits of each of the plants that they were growing. And she'd never done this before, but she was guided to, and then she was pushed to by the man who's doing the gardening. Like, I need help. Can you connect with these plants, the spirits of these plants, so they can tell me like what to do or why this isn't working. And so she began to do it, and then over the course of the year, she communicated with all of these different spirits. And anyway, she said something like, she was glad that none of them had training, because it helped them to be more open to this process that wanted to happen through them. And so it totally reminded me of my my own, that part of me that really wanted to go to plant spirit medicine and like just like learn and enjoy. But it's like, no, there's something that's unique that wants to come through me, and there's an ancient part of me that already knows, and it's doesn't want to be adulterated, with other paradigms. And then there was another man who was involved, who talked to like the nature spirits, and he talked to the god of nature, Pan himself, which is amazing. And he started talking to the spirit of this tree, and he said that the tree said that, so Pan said that, he's often mistaken. People are often afraid when he embodies himself, or the idea of Pan, because it's pretty much what the devil is based on, like the horns and the cloven hoofs. And, this Christianity's thing against nature, against paganism, against the wild. So this tree spirit also, kind of, when he took on form, had kind of almost a sinister look. And he asked the guy if he was afraid, and the guy said, no, I know that you're not evil. And the tree said, I am neither good nor evil. I am the tree beyond good and evil. And that is what my third story is called. So it was just a huge, like, I don't know what's happening, but something's happening. And I felt really gratified, because it was just that, like, the third story was like the newest story for me. And so I still almost don't know what it means, because again, like, these creations I make, they kind of start to happen in my real life. And then it's like I work backwards and understand what the story's. It's like I live the story. It's almost like a script for my life, but I don't know what it means yet, and it hasn't happened yet. And it's starting to, like, that kind of synchronistic feeling is happening. So I'm just I'm excited, but also, you know, it's not comfortable. Like I've been I got the guidance to, you know, create another workshop, and I was like, the last thing I want to do is create another workshop. I feel burnt out, and it just also came in that I don't need to do it like those shows. Like I was doing a lot for those shows. You know, I was storytelling, you know, doing spoken word poems, doing live painting, and leading meditations and facilitating. So, and I wanted to do all of that. You know, but I don't need to do that every time. And what I want to, so this time I'm going to create a poem because all of these. So the other thing that's been going on for me internally is I have just been really thinking a lot about Korea. I've talked about this in other videos, like where I feel like Korea is like my body sometimes. Like there's something crazy with when I read about Korean history that just, yeah, it's just like part of my soul, and and just it's just so complex, and like the fact that it's one of the only divided nations in the world, the fact that the comfort woman is still a topic that's hasn't been properly addressed, the sex slaves of the World War II, and the fact that, you know, Korean women are one of the most imported, you know, nationalities of the world for sex slaves, especially in the US. Like, while at the same time South Korea is like, you know, one of the most competitive nations with the States or allies, you know. So all of these things, and the fact that I'm Korean American, obviously, and like just seeing how moving here, like how that affected my family and me, and my connection to my ancestry. It's not about Korea what it is today, not about South Korea the way it is today. It's like about the soul of Korea, like what it once was, what it has the potential to be, like the unbroken spirit that is not what either the westernized South Korea that it is today, or the communist, totally battered, like North Korea that, you know, it's beyond both of those. And so so I thought I was going to create a workshop around that, and it just started to feel too heavy and big, and like no one's going to be interested. And there's too many different topics, and then I realized, oh, this is usually these are where my poems come from. I write the spoken word poems when like a topic has been like mulling, or different topics have been like coalescing in my head for like months or weeks, and there's no other way to like get it down except to write a poem, because in a poem like one line can mean like 5 different things. And so it's just a way to kind of express all of these different threads. And so I feel like that's coming with this with all of this stuff that's percolating around Korea. So anyway, I think that's going to be next, but I've been really excited to see how that third story, because I just felt like the show's like, that's it, okay, I did the shows, now what? But I'm seeing that third story, it's this is the now what, my life, you know, and it's so I'm excited to see what's next. Oh, in the book about Feinhorn, it also talks about how it's important for, one of the plant Davis said that it's important when you know, plants have become globalized, right? Like plants that are indigenous to one place are now everywhere, which is, the Davis said that's good, because, you know, the plants are being appreciated by more people, but that it's important for the plant to retain its connection to its native, where it was bred, and that when plants are transplanted and that is not taken into consideration, then they do not grow well, and they don't grow to their full potential. And it just totally hit me that that's what it feels like for many immigrants or people that are transplanted, and that there is something very important about retaining like where we come from, and in a way that's like of the soul. It's not like an attachment or holding on, or like you can't adapt, but it's acknowledging that yeah, you're not bringing all of yourself with you. And in that sense, like, it's not just about immigrants or, because we all come from somewhere else, right? I mean, we come from the stars. So those of us that are sensitive to that and feel like we don't belong here, like, it's like reconnecting to that soul, that part of us that is not from here, and honoring that and letting that live within your body here so that you can actually be comfortable here, be at home, because you've brought yourself with you.